Earth from Another Sun is an ambitious open-world looter-shooter with RPG and strategy elements, set within the expansive Kepler 452 star system. In this galactic sandbox, players can explore planets, build empires, engage in large-scale battles, and customize characters, gear, and even entire planets. The game includes a variety of content like space trading, crafting, and combat with NPC armies and rival factions. Return to Nangrim is a dark fantasy adventure that takes players deep into a dwarven mountain city filled with survival elements, puzzles, and RPG mechanics. Set in the rich lore of the Stonebeard dwarves, players must navigate ancient ruins, discover secrets, craft weapons, and survive lurking dangers. The game features procedural puzzles and an interactive environment, with unique mechanics like learning the dwarven runic language, Hildeweir, to progress through the narrative. Delta Force, formerly titled Delta Force Hawk Ops, is a free-to-play tactical first-person shooter with both multiplayer and campaign modes. This reboot of the classic Delta Force series introduces several new features, including expansive player-versus-player modes like Havoc Warfare, which supports up to 64 players, and Hazard Operations, an extraction-style mode where teams face rival squads and AI opponents. Alkahest is an immersive first-person action RPG set in a gritty medieval world, drawing inspiration from games like Dishonored, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, and Kingdom Come: Deliverance. Developed by Push On, the game features a grounded fantasy narrative where you play as the youngest son of a minor noble. With extensive use of physics-based melee combat, players can interact with the environment to defeat enemies using tactics like kicking foes off cliffs or setting traps. Gothic 1 Remake by THQ Nordic and Alchemia Interactive aims to bring back the classic 2001 RPG with modernized visuals, expanded gameplay, and an upgraded combat system while maintaining the essence of the original. Players are transported back to the mining colony in Corinus, where they must navigate a harsh world filled with danger, including warring factions and ferocious creatures. Arc 2 continues the prehistoric survival saga with new gameplay elements and an immersive world powered by Unreal Engine 5. Set after the events of Arc Genesis Part 2, the story follows Santiago and his daughter Mika as they navigate the dangers of a primitive alien planet. This sequel introduces a shift to third-person perspective, Souls-like melee combat with dodges, blocks, and combos, and a complex creature management system.
And died to give us a chance to start over. All that I know from their Earth are the creatures they sent along with us. And here on Arat, every day is a fight to survive.
Breathedge 2 continues the story of the man as he embarks on an absurdly dangerous mission across intergalactic space, aiming to dismantle the sinister Breathedge Corporation. Known for its humor and dark satire, the sequel expands gameplay by introducing new ship management mechanics and a diverse crew with unique personalities and roles essential to survival. The game includes various explorable zones, distinct planets with unique resources, and multiple enemies that add depth to the sandbox environment. Gears of War E-Day is a prequel set 14 years before the original Gears of War, focusing on Emergence Day, the catastrophic event that introduced humanity to the Locust Horde. This game will explore the bond between iconic characters Marcus Fenix and Dom Santiago, showing them in the early days of their friendship as they face the chaos unleashed on their world. Designed with Unreal Engine 5, E-Day promises enhanced graphics and gameplay. The Killer Bean game, inspired by the animated cult film Killer Bean Forever, brings players into a humorous yet intense rogue-like experience as an assassin coffee bean on a mission to eliminate enemies across an open-world environment. This third-person shooter includes procedurally generated missions, allowing each campaign to feel fresh and unique with changing characters, locations, and bosses.
Weapons, and you can pick up any weapon that is on the ground. I'm planning for a procedural weapon system sort of like in Borderlands. So weapon stats will change depending on what weapon skin it has and the various attachments.
Hey, wake up, are you dead?
When you leave dead bodies around, the enemies can see them and go on high alert. Eventually, I'll include a way to hide the bodies. And of course, there is slow motion diving.
Where are you?
Don't worry guys, I'll improve the weapon textures soon. Right now they are very low res looking. It's still a work in progress.
You got two options. You can come out and give up, or you can come out and we can shoot you.
Over here, when the enemy loses sight of you, they will conduct a search. If you lay low long enough, they will give up.
Exoborne is an upcoming tactical open-world extraction shooter developed by Sharkmob, set in a post-apocalyptic United States shaped by extreme natural disasters and hostile factions. Players take on the role of Reborn, survivors equipped with powerful exo rigs that grant advanced combat and movement abilities, essential for navigating chaotic environments and surviving dynamic weather challenges. Scrolls 6, officially announced in 2018, remains highly anticipated but is still in early development. Bethesda has not yet confirmed a release date, though documents from the recent Microsoft Activision acquisition indicate the game might launch around 2026 or later. Set to be an Xbox and PC exclusive, it will also be available on Game Pass at release. Renown is a medieval multiplayer survival game developed by RDBK Studios, combining open-world exploration with skill-based melee combat. In this dynamic environment, players start with nothing and must gather resources, build defenses, and establish kingdoms while battling both other players and environmental challenges. The gameplay centers around close-quarters PvP combat with an emphasis on strategic resource management, base building, and social alliances. The Quinfall is an expansive MMORPG set in a medieval fantasy world developed by Varek Technology. This ambitious game offers players one of the largest open-world maps in the genre, featuring over 2,000 square kilometers of diverse landscapes, dynamic weather, and seasonal changes. Within this world, players can explore 5 distinct regions, each with its own climate and lore.
The local flora also corresponds to the biome. Cities are strategically spread across cliffs, shores, mountains, and even underground in a vast 2,016 square kilometre land. In this world, seasons and weather conditions like rain and snow interact with your character as well as objects. Plants and some animals may decline in number in certain climates.
Light No Fire is an upcoming open-world fantasy survival game from Hello Games, known for No Man's Sky. Set on a single massive, procedurally generated planet, this game combines the freedom of a sandbox environment with RPG elements, including character creation across various species such as humans, foxes, and otters. Players can explore diverse biomes, build settlements, and interact with other players in a shared online world where they can team up for survival or adventure alone. Crimson Desert is an upcoming open-world action RPG by Pearl Abyss, initially envisioned as a prequel to Black Desert Online, but now set in its own universe on the continent of Hyrule. The game follows the journey of mercenary Cliff Macduff, who navigates power struggles in a war-torn medieval realm. With the king in a coma, factions fight for control, creating a chaotic landscape filled with mythical creatures, from dragons to giant sea serpents. Avowed is an action RPG by Obsidian Entertainment set in the Pillars of Eternity universe on the mysterious Living Lands. Players take on the role of an envoy tasked by the Emperor of Ader to uncover the source of a plague known as the Dream Scourge, which is affecting both creatures and inhabitants of the land. The game offers an expansive open zone world filled with branching pathways, multiple endings, and dynamic environments influenced by day-night cycles. Titan Quest II, developed by Grimlore Games and published by THQ Nordic, revives the classic mythology-inspired action RPG series with modern enhancements. The game follows the story of Nemesis, the goddess of retribution, whose corruption of the threads of fate threatens the ancient world. Players embark on an exploration-driven campaign across Greece, battling mythical creatures like centaurs, sirens, and harpies. Vampire: The Masquerade, Bloodlines. 2 plunges players back into the dark world of vampires set in Seattle's supernatural underbelly. Taking the role of an elder vampire named Fire, players navigate a society filled with political intrigue and factions vying for power. Developed by the Chinese Room, the game offers first-person RPG combat where players can choose from vampire clans like Bruja, Tremere, Banu Hakim, and Ventru, each with distinct abilities such as blood sorcery and superhuman strength that influence gameplay style. Outbreak Island is an open-world survival horror game where players explore an abandoned, contaminated island with detective elements woven into the survival experience. As a detective, you're investigating the mysterious events on the island where a nightly outbreak of radioactive energy transforms the sky and spawns mutated creatures. During the day, players gather resources, build defenses, and fortify a base to prepare for nighttime assaults by waves of monstrous inhabitants.
I love the smell of the forest in the morning. Nothing invigorates you better than a jog in the fresh air. Living my best life. On my way, I stop for groceries. A hearty and balanced breakfast is the foundation of a productive day. Usually, the selection is not too diverse, but sometimes you come across real delicacies.
War of the Worlds is a survival horror game by Flipswitch Games, inspired by H.G. Wells's classic novel. Set in an open world, players must survive amidst an alien invasion where towering alien machines, known as tripods, decimate humanity. The gameplay focuses on looting, hiding from hostile aliens, and battling other survivors in a desperate struggle for survival. The game incorporates environmental hazards, limited resources, and base-building elements to increase its survival intensity. Rooted is an immersive post-apocalyptic survival game set in the year 2010, developed by Headlight Studio. After a global bacteriological war, society has collapsed, leaving players to explore and survive in the ruins of a past civilization. In both solo and cooperative multiplayer modes, players can scavenge resources, build shelters, and craft items to sustain themselves in a world overtaken by nature. Paralives is an indie life simulation game developed by Paralives Studio, set to enter early access in 2025. In this anticipated life sim, players can design homes, create characters known as parafolks, and manage various aspects of their lives, from relationships and careers to personality development. The game emphasizes freedom in character customization and home building, allowing players to create detailed, unique environments and personalities.
Chulo nipo. Speak it.
Fifi?
Chechi.